Question 9. This graph can be used to convert between degrees Celsius, C, and degrees Fahrenheit, F. So you've got Fahrenheit on the y-axis and you've got degrees Celsius on x-axis. Now in England we use degrees Celsius, and in America and other countries they use degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so very, very different systems. So for example, when we say it's freezing, it's 0 degrees Celsius, they would say it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit outside, which sounds pretty hot to me. I prefer our system, but I'm sure the Americans prefer their own system. Okay, so it says find the values of m and k such that f equals mc plus k. Now this is a line graph. Okay, so I'm just going to write something over here. Y equals mx plus c. Okay, now on the y-axis you've got the F, the Fahrenheit, and on the x-axis you've got big capital C as Celsius. Okay, and m is the gradient as normal, and our little c that we normally use they've replaced with a k, which is absolutely fine, and that's where it cuts the y-axis. Okay, so let's do that first of all. So we have to find the values of m and k. So k is the easy one. Where does it cut the y-axis? Be careful of the scale, it's going up in 2's, so it cuts the y-axis at 32. So as I was saying, in England we say when it's freezing, it's very cold outside, 0 degrees outside, and in America they would say it's 32 degrees outside when it's freezing. Okay, now the m is the gradient, so it's going to be slightly more tricky. Okay, so you're going to have to choose 2 coordinates on that line. Okay, now try and choose ones that are full numbers and a little bit easy. It just makes life a little bit easier. So the first one I'm going to choose is 0. Remember, it's x value first and then the y value. Okay, so 0, 32. 0, 32. I like that one. And let's see if there's any other nice ones. 10, 10, 50. 10, 50. Okay, so when we say it's 10 degrees outside in England, the Americans would say it's 50 degrees outside. Okay, so to find the gradient then, I'm just going to change my colour. It's change in y over change in x. Okay, that little triangle there means change in. I'm just going to write, so often students take away the wrong values. Okay, so if you write x and y's up there, it really does just stop you from messing up. Okay, so now you have to take away the y values. Okay, so let's start with 50, take away 32. Now we're doing this one, take away from this one. So with our x values we're going to have to do 0, take away from 10. Okay, you can't switch it around. Over the change in x, so we started with this one, so 10, take away 0. Okay, so 50 take away 32 is 18 over 10 take away 0, which is 10. So if we type that into our calculator, that should give us 1.8, and it does. Yeah, we don't need to type that into our calculator actually. 1.8, and that is the gradient. Okay, so I'm just going to write that on here, 1.8. And question 9 is a 3-mark question. So let's have a look at where you get those marks. So the first one's a method mark for attempting to find the gradient, okay, of 1.8. So that's the first one's a method mark. The second mark is for finding m, and the third mark is for finding k. Now if I just show you the mark scheme here, you get an accuracy mark for the gradient, which is m, for being in a range 1.7 to 1.9, and a mark for k being in a range of 31 to 33. Okay, and that's it.